Hello Libra, welcome to Dove and Serpent Tarot. My name is Paul if Libra is your sun, moon, or rising sign. This is your tarot card reading. Remember to hit the like button, leave a comment. Consider subscribing to the channel, especially if this reading resonates with you. If there is anything you would like me to pray over, or meditate upon, or send positive energy toward, please let me know. Now, this is a general reading, so try to be open and receptive to whatever may come through during our time together. I am merely the messenger, and I ask you to connect directly with each of these cards and use your own intuition to take you beyond the details that I provide. And remember, Libra, that the most important part of any tarot reading is you. And look at that Knight of Cups. I feel like you're somebody with a real heart, like a big heart. Like you've got some love to give the world, You've got something inside of you. It's a gift. And I feel like the world around you really wants your gift, whether it's something creative or artistic, whether this is like your devotion, your attention to something. I feel like this is some emotional movement, yeah? I feel like your heart is moving you, guiding you towards something that feels meaningful. It doesn't feel dramatic, right? It feels like purpose. It feels like you are sort of taking an emotional risk. You're taking something from inside here, and you're saying, this is what I've got. Okay, take it or leave it. This is who I am, And I think that you really are kind of led by your sense of purpose right now. And you've got to let that sense of purpose lead you. All right, let's put this card into a little bit of context and see where it is taking you. A little 5 of Wands here. 7 of Wands. 3 of Swords, interesting. A 2 of Cups, beautiful energy. But a 7 now of Swords. So it's interesting that there's this resistance in you. Okay, I think that it's something that you really you're advocating for yourself. You're really pushing yourself forward to do something that maybe feels a little bit uncomfortable. And it may be that you are asserting yourself, that you are advocating for what you want in life. And not keeping yourself sort of small, okay, because of things that may have happened in the past. All right. Anyway, let's keep going. I think this is very, very good. We have a 9 of Wands. We have that strength. We have that Leo energy, the lust card, the strength card. We have a little 10 of Swords. That's okay. But we've got the Lovers card. Oh, I think this is it. I think everything here is coming together just perfectly. The Lovers card now doesn't necessarily mean romance. So put your pitchforks away. It could, though. This could be that soulmate situation. This is the union with whatever your heart is trying to get you to go toward. Whether this is sort of family, this is the house that you want, this is the life you want, this is another person, this is you with the job or the career or the life that you want. It's coming, right? It's arriving. What you're searching for is also searching for you. But you have to be bold. You have to cut through the noise. You have to believe in this path even when there is internal resistance and external resistance. We're really talking about you, 7 of Swords. So the Lover's card is that card of coming together with that thing that you desire, that person, place, or thing. That it's union, right? It's union. There is the desire for union, the urge to merge. There is you traveling with that urge to merge into the actual merging. Okay, this could be the merger of a business. It could be the merger of 2 lives. It could be you taking piano lessons finally. It could be you going and merging with the jiu-jitsu class or something, or coming together with the object of your desire, the focus of that desire and that purpose. And yeah, it could be romance. It could be more than romance. It could be soulmate, true love, okay, for some of you. This is really, really nice. I like this flow here. Of course, we see a little bit of resistance. You're going to have to push yourself and advocate. You're going to have to overcome your reluctance, your hesitation, I would say. But let's select the mystery card, bonus card, confirmation card. This is a random card from the Smith-Waite Tarot. This is the factor infinite and unknown, and we're going to set this down right here with Big Red Ant right on top. We're not going to look at that card until the very end. It will tie everything together, and it will give us the confirmation that we need at the end of the reading, if at any moment during this message you feel like you might know what that card might be. I want you to put your prediction in the comments. Now, as we look around the room here, we see two major arcana cards, the Strength card, the Lover's card. This requires courage. This requires you to be brave and bold. Put yourself out there. Believe that you deserve this. Believe that you're capable of this. Okay? Having that confidence and that stature when you walk into the room. Believing that this is for you. Okay? We've got also in the reading fire, fire, fire. Water, water. Air, air, air. No earth energy. I think the absence of the earth cards or the pentacles is because nothing is set in stone yet. Nothing has been done that is that sort of, can't be undone. It may be that we haven't taken that first step yet, that we are feeling drawn, we're feeling called to something, but we haven't actually made the phone call yet, okay, or taken that first step toward it. And of course, having the fire and the air seems like we are doing the thing, even when there's a mental resistance, okay? Even when there is some kind of maybe external stuff coming in, maybe some criticism or some contrary opinions, we might say, okay? But anyway, let's start with our Knight of Cups here, because this is your idea. This is a very romantic card. It's a great time for that. If this is what it is for you, perfect time for this, okay? But it's going to require you to move yourself forward based on what you're feeling. Let your desires guide you. You're trying to follow what's meaningful. You're trying to let your desires guide you. You're trying to perhaps take that emotional risk. Let somebody see you for who you really are. Let somebody know you, okay, in your kind of authentic energy. I feel like right now there's this desire to explore this emotional territory, okay? You're asking yourself, do I really want this? I think you do. I think by the Two of Cups and the Lover's card, you do want this. So this is the card that's looking into the future, the Knight, right? The Knights are looking into the future and seeing what? Well, should be seeing the 10 of Cups, okay? So you should be looking at this situation that you're in, even if this is a career, if it's something at work, at home, at school, doesn't matter. Could be romance, could be friendship, could be a family thing. Looking at the long term and thinking, what does it look like in 5 years from now? Or 10 years? What's the long view? And is that the life I want? Is that the life I desire? If I do this, am I creating the life that I desire? That's the big question. So we need to look at the future and think, what's the future of this relationship? Where if I do this, if I get with this person, or if I stay with this person, or if I take the job, or if I go take those classes, or if I start doing this practice, where am I going to be in 5 or 10 years, or 1 year even? And is that what I want? Is that where I desire to be in 6 months from now? Okay. So that's kind of the Knight. They're taking the long view and asking that question, what are my expectations? And, am I building the life that I truly desire? Yeah. If you feel drawn towards something or someone, lean into it. Choose sincerity over performance. Let your feelings move. Your heart wants to experience something. But I feel like what you're kind of doing right now is overanalyzing it. And we kind of got to knock that off, okay? Because the heart wants to express itself. What we also have, of course, is a 5 of Wands. Friction, competition, a feeling of tension, a feeling of testing something. And really what this card is, it's kind of like it's our 5-fingered hand. The heart is beating towards something and wants something. You're looking at yourself and you're thinking, can I get it? If I take my hand and I reach out, can I grasp what this is? Can I get there? Can I grab it and can I bring it toward me and bring myself toward it? Well, the thing is, what you're reaching for is also reaching for you. And so you were joining hands. But we don't know that right now. You know what I mean? It's kind of it's a writ. We have to take it on faith. Yeah. So the 5 of Wands, while this is kind of we're wondering if we're capable of this, or we're sort of we're taking stock of the requirements. What is it going to cost me energetically if I do this? What is the investment of my time, effort, energy, money, and space if I follow my heart into this? Okay. But then this card becomes movement. This card becomes you pushing through the noise to stay aligned with your heart. So these two cards together, very fierce. This is somebody that desires something and is not going to let anything get in their way. There's someone who is leading the path here with courage and bravery and, well, this wonderful fire energy, strength and strength. Two really strong cards over here. So this is you realizing that if you want this, you're going to have to reach out and you're going to have to pull yourself toward it. You're going to have to channel your energy into movement. Okay? This is you pushing yourself outside of any kind of stagnation. This is you pushing yourself out of a rest mode. Okay, every time we get a 5, we start looking for the 4, because the 4 is like, where are you not moving? Okay, where are we kind of sitting there thinking about something, wanting it, but thinking about it? It means we're still sitting in our chair. So the 5 of Wands is us getting up and moving toward it in whatever way that is, knowing that we're going to have to exert ourselves. We're going to have to invest our time, effort, energy, money, and space into something that we feel is absolutely worth it. Okay? And so you're kind of focusing on that goal, and you're realizing that now this 5 of Wands is our best friend, because this is us advocating and fighting and working towards something and exerting that force, exerting that energy. Okay? And sometimes you got to fight for what you love. You got to fight for what you want. And this isn't literally a fight. I think it's knowing that it's not just going to come and land in our laps. That we have to, if we get up and we start moving towards something, it's probably going to get up and start moving toward us. Or the universe will conspire to help us. But we've got to initiate something. We've got to initiate contact. We've got to start moving towards something if we want that union. So to me, this is the force that is really bringing you closer to this union. This is your energy. This is your fuel being burned, right, to get to where you want to go, which is up here to that Lover's card. Now you've got a 7 of Wands here as well. Because again, take courage. Boundaries. You're taking a stand in a way, you know. You are advocating for yourself. You're defending your priorities, defending your progress. In other words, you're protecting your energy. You're keeping everything else sort of at bay, right? So that you can invest your time, effort, energy, and money into what you truly love. You're holding your ground. You're not explaining your choices. You're somebody that is able to overcome the resistance. Okay? Your strength right now is like a quiet courage, a quiet bravery and firmness, not aggression, where it's not, I don't think you're actually out there fighting for something, although if this is a relationship you're already in, I think you are fighting for it. You're fighting to hang on to it. You're fighting to bring it back together and to strengthen it. Okay? If this is your career, if this is a job, this is your creative work, or even if it's your spiritual practice, I feel like this is something that you are devoted to, and so you are willing to fight for it and defend it. This is you protecting your time, effort, energy, money, and space. Okay? You're not backing down from yourself. I feel like maybe that Five of Wands is a little bit of internal friction. Stand your ground, because your position right now is valid. What you want is very good for you, and you will achieve it. You will have that union, but you've got to be able to stand up. And I think that there are, well, especially with the Three of Swords, I think there are things in your past that are sort of trying to pull you down from this. The Three of Swords especially is this card of memories, okay? Memories of sorrow and pain that have developed into a type of complex. Basically, it's that whisper in the back of your mind that says, don't do that because you're going to get hurt again. Don't touch the hot stove because we're going to get burned. Don't fall in love. Don't go after that thing that you desire because you're going to get hurt. So don't do it. This is that subconscious self-sabotage that sort of ties your own shoelaces together, you know. This could be something from the past that you are still reliving in a way, or some perceived self-protection or perceived red flags that are trying to protect you from getting hurt. But the situation you're in now is not the same as the one that you were in before. This is the memory of heartbreak, of sorrow. Okay? This is, well, it can be wisdom or understanding something that hurt us. So it's, you know, it's understanding, like your unconscious knows, understands that if you touch a hot stove, ow, you're going to get burned. That's understanding. And so that kind of understanding is then going to be applied to everything. You can't touch anything. Anything hot, I'll get burned. Anything that even looks like a stove, I don't want to touch it, I'll get burned. You see what I mean? Anything now that just has like a, you know, the little burners on the stove, the little spirals, anything that looks circular, I can't touch it, I'll get burned. Starts to apply it more ubiquitously instead of very specifically. I don't want to date that person because I'll get hurt. Why? Well, because I was with that person and I got hurt. And so I know that not to touch that one. But not everybody is going to be that person, you see. So I think that part of this fire energy is you overcoming this type of complex. Okay? And there's something from the past that you may still be grieving or reliving some of that pain. However, you're not going to let this be an anchor, because it kind of looks like an anchor, right? That Three of Swords. This is an anchor. Okay, this is something that if we don't acknowledge this and sort of let it go or let it change, okay, or even integrate, not even let it go, but just kind of bring the anchor back on board the boat. You know, when you're done with an anchor on a boat, you don't just like cut the anchor and then drive the boat away, do you? No, I mean, if you have to, you do. But most people will just pull the anchor up and put it in the boat and then drive away because, well, then you could use it again later, right? It may come in handy again in the future. It's the same way with our memories, with our complexes. It's the same way with our pain, our trauma, our hurt, our experiences. We're not ever going to be free of this. We're not just going to cut it away and forget about it and leave it there somewhere. We bring it onto the boat. We accept it. We take it in with us because, yeah, it might come in handy someday. This is an experience that we went through. We don't want to forget it. You know, we don't want to just erase our memory, right? And so this is something that needs to be addressed and integrated, okay? So that we can move through this and we can continue going toward what you really truly want and what you truly love. Okay? So this could be even the memory of something that doesn't have to be romantic. This could be something that you went after in your life. That job, that career, that business that you tried to build, or the goal that you tried to reach. Right? It's kind of grieving something that could have been, right? Grieving what we lost or what we didn't achieve, okay? Grieving something that we wanted, but it didn't go our way and we felt hurt. Yeah, it could be a relationship. It could be a job. It could be anything that you tried to do. Any kind of a goal that you had, right? But I think the hurt of this, or the presence of this card, shows us that love still matters. You know, the fact that this is present says, like, you still care about this goal or this union or this issue or this subject. It still matters to you, as it should, okay? It's something that was unfulfilled. The love is still there. It's just now there's a little bit of hesitation to allow our heart to follow that desire. Because there's something in the back of your mind that says, no, 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 don't touch that. You're going to get hurt. You're going to get burned. And we have to sort of override that. Okay? And I think that's where the fire energy comes. That's where the courage comes from of the Strength card. But first, the Two of Cups, the love, the desire for connection, the wanting of that relationship, that union, that intimacy, that affection, that reciprocity, romantic or otherwise. We want that bond. We want that connection with something or someone. This is something that feels like it's a priority in your life. This is something of high quality that you want to unite with. This is what seems to be taking up most of your sort of emotional bandwidth right now. And yes, it may be a relationship. It may be an existing relationship, or the desire for a mutually uplifting, mutually respectful, okay, a reciprocal, bonded love, true, genuine connection. A quality relationship, right? I think that this is you wanting that relationship with a person, a place, a thing, doesn't matter, where it is a two-way street, where what you put into it, the other entity is also putting in equally. And so together we're more than the sum of our parts. Okay? You want a relationship that can go to the next level and the next level and the next level. I feel like there is somebody's energy that's matching yours. I feel like in the next 2 days you're gonna know what this is, if you don't already. Okay? I think some sort of initiation has to take place in the next 2 days. So you have to do something. You have to take that step forward. Okay. Your heart is the compass. Follow that warm, fuzzy feeling. Okay. If it feels genuine and if it's mutual, choose that connection. Because this is real love. Now, this could be divine love. Could be self-love. Okay. Maybe this is all internally. Okay. Internal for you. It could be platonic love. It could be romantic love. Okay. It could be family. It could be friendship. But it's real love. Okay. But we've got to go through the Seven of Swords to get there. This needs to be a little bit of caution. This is self-protection. This is kind of like your privacy. You're kind of keeping it to yourself a little bit. You don't need to announce everything that you're doing because that invites other people's criticism. Okay? You tell everybody. You open up this part of your life to everybody. Make it public, so to speak. Then you got to be ready for everybody's opinion. You know, you do a public post on Facebook or something, right? And then it's everybody, literally can come and comment on it. We might not want that right now. We might want to just keep this close with just our inner circle of people. Or just keep it to yourself, even, you know. Not everybody needs access to your inner world right now. So this is a little bit of strategy and self-protection. Because the Seven of Swords is the card of criticism, the haters, the naysayers, the instigators. So going forward, I think it's very important that you protect your heart in that way. Because you really want something and you're going to fight for it, you're going to advocate for it. But maybe you don't have to get everybody's opinion. Maybe you don't want to just do a public post on YouTube or Facebook or something and get everybody else's 2 cents. Everybody else giving you the free advice, you know, you get what you pay for. So we don't do that. Okay, especially if this is a current relationship, don't put all your problems on blast. Don't let everybody see, you know, what's hanging in the closet, so to speak. You don't have to broadcast your personal business to everybody. And yes, if this is a relationship that you're moving toward, or a goal you're moving toward, or a career that you're moving toward, or you decide, hey, I want to start a YouTube channel, and you're going to go in that direction, you don't have to tell everybody about your plans. Some people are going to snicker. Some people are going to give their unsolicited advice. Some people are going to tell you how wrong you are. And that's not going to help you right now. That is not what you need. But in the next 2 days, you need to move forward with this. Move in silence if you have to. While your plans develop, while you grow in confidence, you keep your mouth closed a little bit, you know. If we do have this need to discuss it, choose your confidants carefully. Okay, we're not trying to rush. We're protecting, again, with the 7 and the 7. We're protecting our mental energy. We're protecting our sort of spiritual energy, our creative energy. Protecting our confidence here in a way, you know. So we're not going to rush, but we are going to deliberately take a step forward toward this thing. Whatever it is, if it's a new career, do one thing in the next 2 days that is going to lead you in that direction. Okay? Now, if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, please do. These readings are totally free. And let me know which card on the path of the dove seems to resonate with you the most. All right? Before we start on the path of the serpent, I want to check in with an oracle of manifestation. And let's see. Here we have the wild creation. Allow energy to flow freely rather than trying to force the outcome. I am open to surprises. Well, I like that because with the 7, especially with the 7 of, well, the 10 of Swords too, but the 7 of Swords and the 10 of Swords is saying, like, look, we know what we know what the goal is. Okay, we know that we want union with this thing, but let's not try to force a particular route. Let's be open to the surprises. Let's be open to the nature of the journey to get there. Let's not too rigidly define our expectations of the path that is before us. Okay? So we're open to surprises, trying to let energy flow freely rather than trying to demand that every step conform to our version of or our preferences. And especially with the Swords cards, I kind of feel like if things deviate from exactly what I expect, it's sometimes difficult to deal with that. We like things to be predictable. We like things to be familiar, and that implies a 4, and that's exactly why we need a 5. We have to do something different than what we always do. We have to be willing to change what our typical, familiar, repeatable behavior, predictable behavior has been. I think this is you surprising yourself, honestly. Yeah. Anyway, 9 of Wands here for you. Stamina, strength, persistence. This is confidence. Yeah. This is a card that's saying when you are attached to your purpose, when you are connected, you have sun and moon conjoined. When you're connected with your purpose, your energy will rise to the occasion. Yeah. And I think that this is your willpower. This is you making an oath with yourself. You're saying, you know what, I'm going to do it. And we get up and do it. You're not somebody that breaks your promises. You don't promise things willy-nilly. If you say you're going to do something, Libra, you do it. And I think that this is your commitment. This is your promise. Because this is your backbone, right? This is your resolve. You say, I'm doing it. This is the strength that we need, the willpower that we need to overcome the drag of that anchor. Okay? And I think that it's a commitment to a purpose. When you feel it in your heart, in your bones, in your soul, that this is what you want to do, then we sort of set the intention and you push yourself through the mental resistance. Okay? I think what you're seeking is a lot closer than you imagine. Yeah, I think it's very close to you. I think it is. It's pretty much within reach. But this is also a card of, kind of feels like not backing down. It was very similar to our 7, but this is kind of, this kind of feels like an underdog card, where it kind of feels like the odds are against me. I'm kind of outnumbered. This feels like, no, I'm up to the task. That it's just, it's kind of one more push and we've got the win. Yeah. Now what you really need is your strength or lust card. This is you allowing yourself to feel the passion and desire for something or someone. This is your courage to let yourself desire something. You're following what you're attracted to, what excites you. You're hungry for something, You don't need permission to want what you want or who you want. If you're in a relationship now, there may be other people that are telling you, oh no, leave that one, get out of there. There may even be if you're not in a relationship but you're seeking one, there are people in your life that are always going to tell you, oh, you could do better than that. You could do better than that person. Oh, no, that person's all wrong for you. Well, that's fine if you asked, their opinion. But you don't need anyone's permission to desire what you desire in life. Because I think we're all adults here. You get to choose. Okay? You are attracted to something or someone. And it's up to you if you're going to choose to act on that desire or not. Okay? Your confidence is there. If you're choosing to not do it, if you're going to say, nah, I don't want to, I changed my mind, make sure that that is an intentional decision and not one born out of fear or hesitation or feeling like, I want it, but I'm going to say no because I don't feel like I could actually get it. Okay? You let yourself take up space. Your body knows, your heart knows what you want. It's just your mind's debating still. Maybe you're debating with other people. I don't know. Could be. Trust your desire, because it is pointing you toward what is really your destiny. It's pointing you toward what you're really meant to unite with. Okay. Now we have a Ten of Swords here as well. The Ten of Swords is a birdcage. And this is the card of our fear. So, my interpretation kind of feels like it's comfortable in the birdcage. It's scary to go out of the birdcage and advocate for ourselves, or to have that adventure into the unknown. Is risky. Okay. But this is in the birdcage is where we play it safe. I feel like we're realizing now that those walls are coming down. Okay. We're freeing ourselves from that safe but small kind of predictable life. We're clearing away all those false narratives, all those false beliefs about ourselves. And I think we're kind of integrating those complexes and saying, okay, I get to make a choice. I could stay in the birdcage where it's safe, where someone comes and brings me some bird seed and some kind of, the water thing with a little ball at the end. The wood shavings at the bottom of the cage. Or I could kind of leave the birdcage, spread my wings a little bit, and see what's out there. And explore this reality a little bit. I feel like this is you allowing yourself to begin, allowing yourself to kind of free yourself. You're free to begin again. You're closing the old chapter. This is a rebirth moment. Essentially, you're closing this old chapter. And maybe it's you pulling the anchor up, putting the anchor in the boat. Maybe this is one of those occasions where you have to just cut the anchor loose. Maybe easier to just do that. Okay? But this is past. Okay, your rebirth is already beginning. This is the sun in Gemini, by the way. What's the Lover's cards? Gemini. So this is your clarity and your perception about what isn't working for you anymore and the reality of what you don't want, because you're able to see exactly what your life could be and where you do want to be or who you want to be with. Or just simply the fact that you want to be in that kind of a partnership, or you want family, or you want to marry your energy to something that feels right. This is obviously not right. So this is either your current situation that's holding you back, trying to convince you, no, you don't need to go out there. This is the I don't know, the jailer that's saying, there's nothing out there. You don't want to go out there. This is your home, you know? Why would we listen to the jailer? And that's kind of, to me, that feels like that's all the mental resistance, the opinions from other people, trying to convince us to stay in the birdcage, not because it's good for us, but because it's convenient for them. Whoever them is, you know. And them could just be our own fears. Those could be our jailers, or the complexes. And so this is that choice moment where we get to choose if we are getting out of this birdcage or if we're just saying, I'm going to stay here. It's safe. I like the bird seed. It's fine. A little small. It's cozy. It's a cozy birdcage. Rather than taking a risk, being brave, being courageous. The strength card is the courage it takes to leave the birdcage and go into the dark, scary forest. You're leaving the gray world and you're going on the spiral road. Okay? And I guarantee it's going to surprise you. I guarantee there's going to be some crazy stuff out there. But I also promise you that it's going to get better. I also promise you that this Lover's card is you uniting with the life that you're meant to live. Okay? And you're so much more brave than you ever give yourself credit for, Libra. You're so much more courageous than I think you believe about yourself. Yeah. This is the card of choice. It's the Lover's card. It's the card of choice. It's the 1,000% heck yes choice. So all this other energy is leading up to you making a choice to unite with what your heart desires. And it will always desire this. But you either do it and break out of the cage, or you stay in the cage. But either way, that heart is there. That desire is going to be there no matter what you do. Yeah. So the Lover's card is the alignment. It's relationships, choice, soul connection. This is the meaningful decision, the one choice that feels true in your body and in your soul and in your heart. Maybe not in your mind, but that's what we're talking about here. Overcoming that mental resistance. Say what you want, clearly and directly. And stop splitting yourself, stop cutting yourself in half, stop clipping your wings just to keep the peace. Okay? This is quality over quantity. It's kind of saying the trade-off here. Birdcage, safe. Someone else, kind of keeps it clean for us. I don't know. There's consistency. There's routine. There's familiarity. There are no surprises. Everything's on a schedule. Okay? But it's small. It's cramped. My wings are clipped. I can't fly. And I don't really have a lot of choices. Not a lot of things I can do. Okay? Outside the birdcage. Scary. Wide open. Dark. Unpredictable. Surprises everywhere. Okay? Not a lot of routine or consistency yet. But potential. But there's space. I can spread my wings. I can grow. A lot more responsibility, though. A lot more risk. But a heck of a lot more reward. Choose the connection with whatever this is. Make the choice. If your heart warms, if you get that fuzzy feeling, choose it. Choose the connection that feels like home. The birdcage is not your home. The birdcage is the sort of mental structure we create that kind of keeps us from doing what we really want to do in life. So this is the choice. Let's look at the mystery card. Let's see. This may be some pentacles. I would like to see an ace of something. Ace of pentacles would be good. An ace of swords, ace of wands, ace of cups. I think that's going to be a real ticket. If you have a prediction, put it in the comments, please. Let's see what we have. There's a 5 of swords. Okay. Because like our 5 of wands here, we're pushing back. We're not just staying, because every time we get a 5, we look for the 4. So we think, well, if we got a 5 of swords, it means we're kind of in a 4 of swords right now. And the 4 of swords is kind of like self-protection. It's rest. It's just like, I'm staying here. I'm not going to do anything. I'm not going to go outside today. The 5 is saying, wait a minute. I got to start thinking outside the box. I got to start thinking in a new way. I have to break the pattern of thoughts. Because the 4, and in any of the cards, the 4 is the routine, the pattern. The 4 is just like the rhythm. It's just, and the 5 is saying, wait a minute. It's like when the record scratches, I'm saying, wait a minute. I can't keep telling the same story. I'm getting out of here. I'm going to do something that I really want to do. I'm going to make that choice to go after what my heart has been yearning for, and I'm going to create the life that I truly desire. This is you advocating for yourself. This is you telling yourself that, hey, we're not just going to stay put. We're not going to stay in the safe comfort zone, bird cage any longer. It doesn't mean that you're out there telling everybody your plans. No. But you're telling yourself, look, I've got other things I want to do. I've got to expand my mind. I've got to start thinking differently. Okay? So this is good. This shows that we are, well, look at what we have. We have the 7 of wands here, this sort of the internal energetic resistance, and then you have self-assertiveness. Now you're advocating. You're pushing back, right? And then we have the 7, the mental resistance, and then we have the mental pushback. So really we have the resistance, and then we have the correction with the 5, 7, and then each one of these gets its own 5. That's beautiful. Okay? Because the 7 of wands, what if that is saying, like, I'm not strong enough to do it? What if this is me feeling weaker than, or feeling like I'm outnumbered, or feeling like I'm the underdog, the odds are against me. It's not likely I can do this. And that sort of like says, well, maybe I should stay in the birdcage. Because I'm not as strong as everybody else out there. I'm not as strong as the obstacles I'll face. This card says, want to bet. And the same thing mentally. This is the criticism, even self-criticism. And this could be, the haters, the naysayers, the critics. You can't do it. That's not good enough. That's not going to work. There's no way. That person's not for you. That goal's not for you. Want to bet? Watch me do it. So it could be that, like, even that resistance is just firing you up even more. So I love this. I really do. Now, magic makers, thank you for being here. If you want to go deeper and find the deeper layer, your extended reading is waiting right below the video. I'll see you there.